All right. Well, welcome to our open gathering for anyone who cares about awakening, healing, and embodiment. And I just wanted to explore receiving tonight. Receiving. Sometimes I'll be working with people one on one, and there are themes that come up in a given week. And it's always interesting because it can be three or four or even five people kind of wrestling with the same theme. It's in the collective or something, or it's the season for it. So, receiving, how are you at receiving? Receiving love, kindness, gifts, help, support, compliments. Have you ever tried to give anybody a compliment, especially a really spiritual person, and they're just like, thank you, but that is just my meat suit, or facets of my personality, which is fleeting and not my true nature, or so, and you're just like, why did I even say anything? Or somebody starts deflecting and going, no, 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 it's just, oh, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. We can get really uncomfortable receiving, especially if we feel blessed, if we feel abundant, if we feel joyful, wealthy, fill in the blank. Things are going well. And we can also feel just as uncomfortable receiving when things are not going well. Like, who am I to receive right now? I'm such you know, a worthless vagabond. So whether things are going well in our life or not so well, the different ways we receive, or the different qualities that color how we receive, right? And it can be such a habit. It's reflexive, isn't it? It's cultural. Women especially were kind of trained to deflect. No, 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 I got it. It's okay. I don't need any help. Or maybe we're conditioned another way of like, yes, please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. And that can go for any gender, of course. But we mask that we need help or support or love, or that somebody's kindness is really nourishing in that moment. And if you're highly sensitive, neurodivergent, receiving can often feel overwhelming, can't it? Sometimes. Yeah, it's a lot. We're processing a lot of stimuli, a lot of information, a lot of input. There's a lot firing here. And as sensitive, neurodivergent people, there's been I don't know, a plethora of expectations put on us that we've had trouble kind of understanding from a young age. Like, wait, what's expected of me in this relationship or this scenario, this situation? I know there's some etiquette or there's some thing. And so we may be processing that as well. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or we want to do the right thing, not stand out. And it's reflexive, it's conditioned. And we get on the spiritual path and we're dropping our masks and we're seeing through our reflexive kind of habitual ways that we shield and protect and armor, or project something we want to project. And that starts falling away, right? And then we start receiving maybe a little bit more, and again, if we're neurodivergent, we might misread things. So we don't want to misread things, somebody being generous or kind to us, right? Maybe it's happened before. So there's a lot of input, there's a lot going on. And it's behind the scenes too. It's really like having open windows on a computer, you know. Your mind might be completely quiet. You've really dropped into stillness. There's spaciousness, an unbreakable connection with your own being. And yet receiving can kind of make you twitch a little bit, or you can be in a social situation and feel like uncomfortable with what's expected. But even just receiving grace, receiving your true nature, which is really true nature receiving itself, right? Essential essence, looking back on essential essence and going, ah, there you are. We're here. This is here. Ah. Or until presence is really known as you, there's receiving presence, receiving silence, even though it's fundamental. Nothing's expected of you. You just get to take in this grace, this presence, or healing energy, if you've ever felt yourself to be the recipient of some healing. Maybe somebody just, unbeknownst to them, said something or did something, or somebody's presence, or someone you care about, someone you admire, and to really receive them and receive the gift of attention, care, really. I bring this up because more often than not, I run into people who are givers, really good, more comfortable at giving, and might even create an identity around being a giver, rather than people who are real kind of takers. I don't know. Maybe I just, the work that I do, these precious sensitive beings who work with me, are usually big givers. So perhaps all of you are here tonight. I think maybe. And then knowing when receiving is too much and having boundaries, and maybe that's why we don't want to receive, because sometimes it gets so overwhelming that we don't know how to, oof, dial it down. And that's okay to have boundaries, to back up, to say, wait a minute, even to grace, even to divine love, it's okay. Go away, fly. Who left the door open? I guess I have a roommate now for 48 hours. but we give others the gift of our boundaries because it's important that they know when enough is enough, or we don't want to talk about something anymore, or and it could just be anything, just a conversation or our time. And so we can't really receive the person because we're burnt out or, we're maxed out and we don't have, you know, proper boundaries. So when you're resourced and you are open to receiving, enjoy receiving, explore receiving. And when receiving feels a little weird, that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Give some love to yourself. Receive that love, that compassion. Give yourself a break. You're just exploring the nature of receiving and how that feels. And there can be guilt, right? With receiving sometimes. It's too much, or I'm not enough, or maybe I should go, donate to some starving children now because somebody was just kind to me. Please donate, please give, but not from that place, right? Somebody just gave me the gift of their love and care. Blah, I gotta give it to somebody else now. Get it off me. So uncomfortable. Taking it in. And so, even just right now, if you're comfortable doing it, just kind of looking around and receiving, taking in who's here. And if it's too much, if it's overwhelming, you can look away. You don't have to. That's the beauty of receiving. We give to ourselves in those moments when we say, that's enough. Giving ourselves grace. Okay. So let's settle into a meditation. And just settling in right here, landing here just as you are. And you're really not walking this path alone. Look at all of us here together tonight. There are people who care about truth, about love and healing and thriving and contributing and sharing and learning. And we're really not doing this alone because there are scores of beings long before us through the centuries who have been awakening and woken up. And so we're really part of that lineage, aren't we? Lineage of seekers and finders of all backgrounds. And we can receive help from countless beings in various dimensions. You may not believe in that stuff, but hey, why not? Maybe it's not a belief. Maybe the echoes of all beings that ever were, deities or otherwise, are here in the room tonight. So let's be intentional with this. Let us call in guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters. Let's call in compassionate beings throughout all the realms and dimensions to gather around us in loving support of awakening, healing, and thriving. And maybe you can let the back of your heart open a bit and soften as you lean back into being held by those who came before us. And so we rest in a field of healing energy, a healing energy that is loving and envelops you, holds you. As the ground below you holds you, this spacious ground, the groundless ground. Letting yourself be held, letting yourself simply be as you are. You do not have to earn grace or work hard for it. It is your birthright. And so we rest here as we are. And the great news is you don't have to hurry up and awaken or heal because you're receiving love or healing or grace or presence or someone's kindness. You get to receive as you are in this moment. Now, gently bring your attention to your heart space, and imagining that it's a warm light there. You don't have to see it, but just sensing this warmth at your heart, because truly it's a flame that's always there. This heart that is the source for immeasurable amounts of loving kindness and appreciation and compassion. Because it's not just your heart, it's universal heart, we could say. So we can give and receive from universal heart, since it's pretty much built in, whoever you are. It's simply here, this vast, infinite source of love and generosity, kindness. And in the next exhale, send someone in this group some loving kindness, the wish for their happiness and well being. Let the universal heart take over if it feels like too much. Just sending that love, that kindness, that wish for well being to someone in this group, maybe a few people. Now rest in knowing that you are at this moment receiving. Someone is sending you the wish for well being. Receive it. Sending it out, taking it in, sending it out, taking it in. Breathing in, you receive, and breathing out, you give. Bringing your attention to your own tender heart, which is held inside this vast heart. Checking in with your body, feeling your feet on the floor, or maybe they're underneath you as you sit here. Appreciating your hips being supported by what you're seated on. Appreciating the ground below supporting you. Place a hand on your chest and the other on your belly. You are receiving your own being, your own beingness in all the ways it shows up. So you are giver and receiver. You are receiving and giving. And truly, this is what reality is doing in every moment as we look at each other, greet each other, relate to each other. So, who are we to deny the gifts? And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And so, look, we don't have to receive somebody's bad juju. We can give ourselves the gift of boundaries or taking a step back. But really, I'm talking about these blessings, these gifts, this grace that often wants to be given to us. Thanks for watching and listening. And if this has been helpful to you, please subscribe, hit the bell to be notified about whenever I put out a new video, and let me know in the comments, how are you doing? All right, till next time, take care.